Yeah, Artemis shall just ask Noel. Could you take a look at that? I've got to go upstairs.
Artemis?
Important investigatory work in progress.
Would you like somebody to come up with you?
I could use some bait. Yes, please. Can he tell where this stronger sense of the garlicky smell is coming from?
Even like taking steps up seems to affect it, and the fact that he came from stasis to the ladder also affected it, made it stronger.
All right.
Try not to die this time.
Noel and Sachiko.
First, I want to go whisper to the mother's ear that I'm the devil, try not to die because I will take you to hell. And then I want to drag Logan's away so the mother won't see me dissecting him.
The mother can't see unless you're standing in the immediate vicinity. And Artemis, you feel the mother waking up and there being some distress.
Oh, bloody hell. Send her go deal with that little fucking rat.
What are you talking about, Artemis?
Sachiko, she's pissing off the mother again.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Cheers, love. And then he continues cautiously going upstairs.
Do I notice the bad trip?
Yep.
I want to attempt the trip set.
You calm her down, even though again she is confused why she is comforting herself. But she feels like this, if anything, this is the voice of her sanity.
I was imagining some self-reflection, distraction.
So, Artemis, do you want an overview or?
Yes, please.
There's a bad smell from the outside, and it's overlaid with that same garlicky smell, now much stronger. Up, there are veins around the door on the walls. The door is opening and closing with a current of wind. Down, some traces of what could have been a male adult on the ground. To the left, there are papers. To the right, there are machines. And there is, in the corner of the room, this skin on the wall that goes up into a little hole in the ceiling and up again.
I'll use my sneaky peeper.
As sneaky as you peep, you understand that this skin continues up to what looks like a kitchen. And you think this same skin has little electric burns on it in the form of little claws, as if something has climbed it.
Can I use forensics on it, actually? Just straight up.
Do you check the top ones that cross the border of kitchen and boiler, or do you investigate the ones that are lower?
I'll investigate both, but I'm not touching anything. I already know that it looks like something was climbing, right? I already know that much.
Yeah.
All right.
And it doesn't seem to be the size of an adult human. Smaller.
How recent were they? Can I tell that from looking?
Some of them seem pretty damn recent.
Can I also use forensics on the door? Basically looking at what's making it pulse, if it's just the same breathing skin and everything, and how it's connecting to the door, basically.
You feel like it could be part of the same organism because the same pulses are in the skin as well. Otherwise, for your forensics check, this door has been handled by the butler because you have the forensic tools as well. Again, fingerprints that were found in the butler's room, but much more mutated. They seem to be the same fingerprints stretched in different ways.
Interesting.
Noel, Sachiko, and the Cinders.
I go and stand in front of Logan. I'm looking at him to remember every detail of his body because later on, if later I see traces of a mutated Logan, I want to recognize them as Logan. This is why I look at him carefully. And then I want to dissect him. Basically, I want to learn the most general information I can learn about the family from this act, and Logan specifically.
This set of the family might as well be the very first. Now that you have dissected him, the bits that are not directly connected to the filament, and as the body stops to maintain itself, then there seem to be traces of slow mutation.
Oh. Okay.
The one Cinder's going to come in and say, "What the fuck are you doing to the mother?"
I pushed my vagina to her mouth. I asked her to give me a good cunnilingus, but her jaws didn't work, so I wasn't satisfied.
You made her scared. Please don't.
Why not?
She's still aware, Sachiko.
I know, it wouldn't make sense scaring someone who's not aware.
Completely distracted by Noel. The mother doesn't really pick up on the things you guys are saying.
And besides, if we want to do what I was talking about, we're either going to need her or the dad.
The Chico ignores Sin from this point on.
Can I activate my chip to have like a interfaces? I can see directly through that.
You know that you can access the computer from anywhere you are in this shelter, that is. You know that there are other systems to be accessed, but they're on the other floors and you don't have access to them currently. You think maybe the amplifier would help with that. Otherwise, you can check any of the systems in this place. So you can have the footage play back in your head. The intercom system, so you can have your voice be broadcast from any of the rooms in the shelter. Chip mail, remote system control, hologram system, door control, mainframe interface, emergency contact, room and system safety report, pod settings, all of them.
Can I look at the emergency contact?
You think that there's a part missing from the emergency contact, which would be a debris phone. There is a gravitational emergency signal. And you know that from this house, from the debris phone, even though the debris phone is not there, it's disconnected, you know that there have been attempts to contact different numbers, different places with it.
Right. I'll leave it at that for a minute.
I want to go and take a look at the baby and see if there's any mutation happening.
You know that mutation is happening. You don't know which direction it might take.
There's no guarantee that it would be like the original baby, no?
None whatsoever. But you do detect there are inherent directions to it that you previously had not seen in any dead clone. Now, whatever this is, specifically and quickly starts to use every nutritional power it has to target the remaining connections to the green filament.
Okay.
The one Cinder is going to go back up with Artemis, and the other two Cinders essentially will be taking the pins and just going out of the room and starting to work on that, see what she can do there.
And as you go, we go to Artemis. Artemis just hears slight sounds from the ventilation. What do you want to do, Artemis?
When the door opens, can I use the sneaky peeper to look around to see if Amelia is there?
From the boiler room, you see different types of mutated skin and flesh. The yellow one looks kind of like your hard palate. The brown seems to be lots of hair poking out from the side. And the orange seems to be the same type of skin on the ground that you had seen on the wall. Now, near that orange field, there are also bits on the ground, like a pile of what looks to be feces. And you think a lot of the smell, not the garlicky smell, but a lot of the disgusting smell around here is coming from that as well. And you see Amelia there, fiddling with what actually looks to be a body. You see two legs on either side, and Amelia's huge body just over it, doing something, seeming frustrated.
Can I look closely at what she's doing?
You notice that she's covering this corpse with something, but she seems frustrated every time she checks for pulses, and with the bulky, strong hands, she then just shakes the body, being angry, and then takes off running. You hear footsteps above. Cinder, just as this is happening, you are together with Artemis.
Artemis will say, oh, she's gone upstairs.
How do you want to proceed?
I want to find out what she was doing over there.
I might be fast enough to get at, or we can just look from afar.
Artemis could make like a stupid grappling hook or something.
Well, there are enough items actually from the store for you to make such thing.
Can he make one with a release clasp though? Grabs on, but then he can just pull a little thing and then it completely lets go of the rope. How about if it's a manual declamp, it breaks it?
You can do that.
Yeah, cool.
Very good. All right, you start making that. You quickly rush down. And Cinder, do you go with him or do you stay up?
She'll stay up just to keep an eye.
You, Cinder, who is upstairs, well, up the ventilation system, you hear again footsteps and sounds of conversation, as if there are questions asked, but you can't quite make out the words for what Amelia's saying. However, there's a much deeper voice that resonates within the house and replies to her. It's in the storeroom, honey. And then again, you hear the sound of a door. Drop down. Comes to the corpse again, and you see she has a compact defib unit with her and doesn't seem to know what she's doing, but tries to shock the body with it. And is just staring at it every once in a while, and then trying again. Noel, Sachiko, and other cinders.
Start looking at the pins. She's just trying to figure out how this works and how she can kind of see information that she can get from it.
You connect each pin, and instantly it magnifies the inner workings of the pin. That seems to be kind of like a scroll, very small and tightly wrapped, and you can just scroll through them. She would find that there are bits of information connected to markings. For example, it starts with yellow dot and then gives description. Red X gives a label, gives description. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of different information like that about the big map that she had first seen, the aerial map. And just to give her something that she quickly catches her eye, Red 5, Emily Hopewell, and lots of other things.
One of the cinders will take another of the pictures off the wall.
Only one other of these that are capable of viewing these left, but you take that one off as well.
Have one cinder go through one of them, the other cinder go through the other, look at more of the maps and the file on herself.
Fetch the map from the table now turned into cover then, to check it with the map.
Yes.
The other documents, I'll tell you after. Nolan, Sachiko.
At this point, I want to get the pins with information on them.
Yeah, you see the cinders taking lots of interest in them, like taking them and also taking the map off of the desk.
Do I know how to access them? Like how to open them?
Yeah, Artemis told you about how you can put these pins into magnifying frames. You see both of the magnifying frames being handled by two cinders. If you were to work with them, you could see what's in them as well.
I'm going to tell Cinder, tell her I need her help.
Yeah, you can come in with me, sweetheart. That's fine.
Yeah, and I'll follow her.
All right, the mother is asleep again, and you guys go together. What do you want to do, Nolan, Cinder?
What do you need help with, sweetheart?
Currently, you know that there's one that gives information connected to the map. There are legal documents, descriptions of the different floors, and just lots of different things like that. Anything that you take interest in?
Yeah, I want to look at the designs.
You see that this whole place was designed by Norman Trummond, letting you know that he's an engineering mastermind. And also, you know that there are traces of illegal work specifically to get this done quicker and then make it legal. And there's something else that you gather as well. Now you guys get the room labels for the first floor, second floor, and the basement. Sachiko?
When I was dissecting the baby and the boy, could I detect any difference between us as clones and these? Like, could I think like they are engineered in some different way?
The baby seems to have genetic modification. The other ones aren't different in the sense of how they were copied or cloned. However, this particular system had printed them out way before the major public systems of cloning started activating.
First of all, can I close the pods on the baby and the boy in a way that I make sure they can't open it from the other side if they...
You know there's a way to make sure the progress is stopped, and that would be through actually putting them back in stasis, and that would need stasis fluid that no one has told you that they've even found.
My end goal is I want to be able to observe their evolution, like come back from time to time and take a look at them again, but without them also being a threat. Does my medical and biological knowledge give me a way to do that?
And I can give you literal hints as to, oh, it's growing a this and it's growing a that. And then you can guess whether it's a threat or not, because it's becoming very complex, but you can constantly check on them. Cinder, you are checking your name and quickly discover it's noted 2 times under residential and as a business area. So if you look at the map, there is a purple mark and there is a red mark. In the map, you can actually recognize the red one is your home, the purple one is your stable, and both of them are labeled as Emily Hopewell. And by the way, Noel, you're seeing this as well.
Gravity beacon.
It seems to note here that because Norman believes there's a possibility that you have a shelter there might be a gravity beacon just like he has for emergency contact sending. And possible traceback means that he thinks you are gathering information on things, but it's noted as if he thinks there are other people that are watching over you. He thinks you're connected to something bigger. And the possible shelter even is noted as probably not yours, as if they are putting it there for the whoever who owns you to then use it.
Mm-hmm. Do I have time for one more?
Sure.
Under Emily Hopewell, possible backup units. Does that mean as in she has backup?
Possible backup unit. If someone was to mess with you, there would probably be, you would have private armies behind you.
Okay.
I want to take a look at the legal documents.
In these legal documents, it shows that they were taking up a legal battle with the company that provides both public and the private pods under the project name of Capsula. What you can make of it is there are notes taken that suggest that they had this legal battle to use a legal loophole in order to trace back on who the other possible pod owners in the area might be.
Do I see any information regarding the butler in the other pins?
No, but the entries seem a little strange to you. The way the entries are organized seems more like the butler's writing. You have a feeling as if he was the investigator.
Right, okay.
Artemis?
How is my,
Perfectly built.
Perfect. All right. Go back upstairs quietly and slowly.
Just as you reach up, Amelia is frustrated as fuck, starts smashing the defib unit against the head of this body there, and then it's more obviously turning into a corpse because it starts crushing the skull.
Right. Well, good luck us identifying who it was. What size is this corpse, by the way? Is it like a adult?
It seems to be a very bulky adult, and from the armor and everything, it doesn't seem like anyone you would expect from the old world. It seems like probably a recently captured scavenger.
Ah, interesting. All right.
Cinder will put her finger to her lips and then point to the defibrillator.
Artemis nods, not knowing what she means.
And she'll mouth electricity.
And then he goes, oh, but silently. I started doing the facial expression just of, oh, but I wasn't making the noise. Well, we need to fucking distract Amelia, so we shall go downstairs. Well, I shall go downstairs, Artemis. And he shall try to converge the group together.
I think that's a great plan of action.
Actually, when he sees people go looking at the pins, he'll start doing it. He wants to basically go through them with the cryptic.
You can even converge
message.
people around the pins and we're inspecting all of
Perfect.
these. All right.
Yes, perfect.
So, who answers to the call?
Succ will silently follow them when she's asked to do so.
He'll be just mumbling while he's trying to join in and look to see if there's anything that can help him decode the cryptic messages, and just say, so what's the plan to distract the bitch?
Succ raises her hand.
Artemis just looks up at her, giving her permission to speak.
She first says in a rather loud voice, but not so loud that it echoes through the whole thing. We're going to enjoy killing Emilia, aren't we? And then she waits to see if there is any reaction from upstairs to her saying this.
None.
She reminds other people that her sneaking is very good, and she also has this trophy that Emilia seems to really care about, so she thinks these are the bits of data that could be useful in distracting her.
Sounds good.
There is a defibrillator up there that could possibly stun her for a few moments. Noel, when you re-added all the power, that is essentially the best tool that we have to kill her. I did hear what I believe is the father up there. Where do we want to go from here? We've got these pens, we can get information, But we do need to find a way to reroute power to get to her.
It appeared there was some rather small creature with electric pulses coming from its hand. Looked like it did quite a lot of damage.
Really?
It's been climbing upstairs through a little hole that I was peeping up at.
Could it be the brother, Logan?
Looks rather small.